You know, it's been said that knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. And without that knowledge, our people will perish. We also know that the Latin meaning of the word doctor is teacher. And your doctor's job is to teach, reach, and inspire and motivate you to get that knowledge and wisdom and to change your life and the life of your family. And what if I told you that the majority of the things that you learned about health, about healing, about wellness was wrong, or maybe even a lie? Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute, and I've dedicated my life to helping people get to the root cause of their problems and end human suffering. And I've really gone about this in a very non-conventional way. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. Ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a physician. I've always wanted to help people solve their problems. But when I started my conventional medical training, it just didn't answer the question, why? And that's where my outside-of-the-box, non-conventional health and wellness training started. You see, not only am I a primary care provider, but I also have a doctorate in natural medicine, a doctorate in chiropractic, a fellowship in functional neurology, a fellowship in internal health. I'm a certified athletic trainer. I've got a master's in clinical nutrition and 3 bachelor's degrees in human anatomy, sports medicine, and chemistry. And I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you that I think and act differently because of that. Not only do I have a very diverse educational background, but my business background is very unique as well. I've owned and operated over 30 of my own health and wellness centers that are fully integrated practices where people would come from all over the world to be seen. I've owned and operated surgical centers across the United States. I've been a part owner of a nutraceutical company. I've owned part of a hospital system. I've been involved with pharmaceutical biological companies. I've helped train thousands of doctors across the globe on how to get to the root cause of chronic illness. And as of recently, I've been honored to be a part of the Make America Healthy Again campaign, where Secretary of Health and Human Services Bobby Kennedy Jr. has asked me to be a part of the movement to help eradicate chronic illness and childhood illness across the globe. I've also testified in front of Congress at a federal and state level to help improve policies and remove some of the unnecessary regulations so that people can actually get to the root cause of their problems and not just manage the diseases. And over the past 2 decades, I've dedicated my life to understanding the human body at its most fundamental level. I've always been driven by one mission, and that's to find the root cause of health issues, not just treat the symptoms. Now, let me ask you this. Have you or anyone you know ever struggled with fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, leaky gut problems, chronic pain, low libido, anxiety, mood swings, autoimmune disorders, hypertension, heart disease, or liver and kidney issues? I know the list is long, but what if I told you there was a company backed by real science and real results that can help you with all of these issues and much more? Welcome to BioLimitless. I've seen firsthand how powerful the right approach can be, and that's exactly what I want to talk to you about with BioLimitless. Because the more you understand about how you are and how your body works, the better you can help yourself and help your family. Because self-care is the real healthcare, and it begins with understanding about you. At BioLimitless, we offer unique technologies backed by research and designed to help tens of thousands of people get better every single day. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the products and how they work. Let's first talk about our Cellular Reset formula. Cellular Reset is not like any typical metabolic or performance supplement on the market. It's a peptide-based bioregulator formula designed to work at a cellular level by combining strategic peptides in a specific manner in order to improve mitochondria, improve cellular repair, and improve metabolism. Some of the amazing results that you're going to have with that is rapid fat loss. We're going to shift your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner without losing muscle mass. In fact, our peptide blend has an exercise in a bottle in it where it literally mimics exercise and helps your body build muscle while burning fat at the same time and helping systemically reduce inflammation, which accelerates tissue recovery and improves endurance, helping your body rest, recharge, and operate at its full biologic potential. Now let's talk a little bit about our cell signals formula. This is a revolutionary bioregulator formula designed to optimize cellular communication and restore cellular efficiency, supporting energy, performance, and systemic balance in the human body. Listen, as we age, the production of key cell signaling molecules decline, dropping by 90% or more by the age of 30. This disrupts our cells' ability to vibrate at a frequency for energy production, detoxification, and repair. And these changes contribute to fatigue, brain fog, slower recovery, and other age-related challenges. Cell signal combines bioavailable nutrients to offset those issues and help restore optimal performance to the human body. Now, I'm sure many of you know that we're living in an era where anxiety, depression, insomnia, and mental illness are off the charts and rising. Our Neuro Reboot formula is a potent tripeptide bioregulator formula designed to help rewire brain function, refire metabolic processes, and reboot cellular regeneration. This advanced blend of peptides works synergistically to restore balance at a cellular level, helping you think clearer, feel stronger, and perform at your best. This formula helps cellular renewal restoration, helps metabolic activation, cognitive function optimization. It connects the brain-gut axis, which helps maintain the communication between the neurotransmitters of your gut and your brain, and it helps with cellular vitality and is the key to longevity. Now, since we're speaking of the brain-gut connection, let me tell you about one of my favorite formulas, our Master Microbiotic formula. It is a clinically validated bioregulator formula designed to optimize gut health and recolonize the microbiome with potent spore-based master microbes, and is supported by gut-healing regenerative peptide known as BPC-157, the healing peptide. Utilizing our patented phytomicroencapsulation technology, this formula delivers beneficial probiotics directly into the small intestine where we need them the most. This formula helps restore gut health, boost immune system, and enhances overall well-being in the human body. Now, in our increasingly toxic world, we are bombarded with harmful substances every single day, from heavy metals to microplastics to pesticides, herbicides, larvicides, fungicides, all these chemical toxins that make us toxic. Over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of harmful chemicals in their body that is literally killing them. Our Detox Pro Plus formula is built to combat this toxic burden and support natural detoxification in a safe, daily usable formula, scientifically backed with ingredients that bind and remove toxins while restoring balance at a cellular, genetic, and microbial level. This advanced blend also supports mitochondrial function, healthy inflammation markers, and promotes gut and liver detoxification processes. By targeting the root cause of toxic accumulation, Detox Pro Plus helps restore energy, strengthen immune function, and revitalize overall well-being while empowering the human body to function properly. Now, unlike most healthcare experts, at BioLimitless, we test, we don't guess. Now, I'm not here to discredit traditional healthcare, but if you've been searching for a better way, one that understands how your body works at a genetic and a cellular level, then BioLimitless is the answer. At BioLimitless, we know that true health starts within you. You have the power to transform your life, but it has to start with you. Self-care reimagined begins with you understanding more about yourself. Our BioLimitless DNA Discovery Kit measures over 800,000 genetic markers in your body and gives you the map and the blueprint how to live your life. If you don't understand how to live your genetic lifestyle, I don't care what vitamins, minerals, and supplements you take, you're not optimizing your production. What if there was a test that you could take from home that could measure how you should sleep, how you should exercise, what supplements you should have, when you should take them, what types of injuries your body's prone to, and much, much more. This test by itself has been an absolute game changer for thousands of my patients, and it'll be a game changer for you as well. At BioLimitless, we know that health starts from within. You have the power to transform your health, but it has to start with you. So let's get started today. Go to the link below, explore the products, and join the thousands who have found a better path to health with BioLimitless. Click the link, take control of your health, and transform your life, because self-care is the real healthcare. Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Dr. Eric Nepute. Hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you guys are. Hope you guys are well.
Happy Monday morning. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Listen, hey, we got a lot to discuss today. Hope you guys are doing good. I see you all there from all over the globe. Hey, lots to discuss. Had a great weekend. We had one of our Becoming BioLimitless experiences. Maybe you do or do not know about this. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute, functional medicine doctor. We're all about helping people find the root cause of their health problems and teaching people action steps that they can do to help tap into their limitless potential. And folks, finding the root cause of your health problems is not that difficult. It's actually not as difficult as you think it is. In fact, over this last weekend, I had a group of women and a couple of men fly into St. Louis from all over the country and do what we call our Becoming BioLimitless Discovery Day. They came in, we measured their brains, their blood, their hormones, their structure, their function, and helped them find out how to live their happiest, healthiest, best life, which is not difficult. And what I want to share with you today are some of those things, some of the action steps that you can take, because it's so it seems so congested right now. The healthcare space seems so congested and people just don't know where to turn or what to do. So today we're going to break down some of those daily action steps. And I want to know what health challenges you're dealing with so I can help you break out of that problem and really get into fixing the root cause of the problem. So every morning, 8 a.m., we get together for our half hour to health. It's so good to see you guys. Make sure you guys type in where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out this morning. And then we're going to get into our conversation. I'm going to talk a lot today about how to get to the root cause of people's problems and some daily simple action steps. If you'll do this routine, if you'll follow this simple routine, remember, what you consistently do is what you get and manifest in life. If you'll follow this routine, you have no choice but to get healthier. So let me know where you're watching from. Tammy, good morning this morning in Wisconsin. Hope you're doing well. Dr. Christine down in Texas. Have a great, amazing week as well. It's going to be an amazing week this week. Dina, good morning this morning. Hope you're having a blessed day. Phyllis, good morning down in Tennessee. I think you're on my call list either today or tomorrow as well to get us connected. Denise, good morning in Missouri. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Christy, good morning down in Tennessee. Hope you and Jack are doing fantastic. Rena, good morning this morning down in Georgia. Hope you guys are doing well. May the 4th be with you as well. Marcy, good morning this morning. Hopefully you and Robert are doing great down at the lake. Miss you guys. You guys are fan-freaking-tastic. Marlena, great to see you in South Dakota. Susan, man, so great to see you. I'm so proud of you. I saw you, I think it was last week. Again, you are just killing it. I'm so proud of you, what you're doing with your metabolism and your hormones and all that. And I'm serious. I'd like you to come on and do a testimonial with me. I know your internet's not always the best, but I'd like you to do that. Vicky, good morning this morning. Cheryl, good morning. Sabina, good to see you in South Africa, young lady. Julie, good morning down in Tennessee. Eddie and Sharon, good morning this morning. Steph, good morning. Hey, Andrea, great to see you as well. Tammy, good morning in Alberta. John, what's going on in Indiana, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Donda, good morning this morning. Great to see you. I can't wait to see your blood work as well. Give us the before and after so we can see what's going on. Proud of you. Linda, good morning in Virginia. Hello, Miss Regina. Good morning this morning. Leanne, good morning in St. Peter's. Hope you're doing well. Ashley, good morning down in Georgia. Debbie, good morning this morning in Maryland. God bless you guys. Sven, great to see you and hear you in Europe, my friend, in Norway. Great to see you. Donna, good morning in St. Louis. Good to see you and Donna as well. Guys, remember when you guys tap in, make sure you let us know where you're watching. Denise, good morning this morning as well. All right, let's get into this conversation. I want to share something with you that I know is extremely important, and it really is understanding how your body works, how your body functions, the things that you can do to help tap into your limitless potential. And we're going to talk a little bit today about tapping into what real health is. Somebody do me a favor and type in the chat, real health. Type in the chat below the word real health. If you'll type that in the chat below, we're going to get into some conversations about real health. You see, most people don't know what real health is. And, we're trying so desperately hard, to live a longer, happier, healthier life. And people are spending lots of money, lots of resources, lots of time, lots of energy on lots of things that are not working. How many of you know that to me? How many of you, if you've done that, if you spent a lot of time, energy, and resources on your health, and it didn't get you healthy, type in the chat, that's me. We're going to talk about why that's the case. All right, so check this out. Here's what I need you to understand. This is how I need you to see yourself in this manner. So the new way you see yourself, we've got to change the way we think. How many of you would agree that the only way that you can action steps, a belief system shift? Paradigm shift is so important. The paradigm shift that you've got to have is the fact that most people approach their health as a problem to be managed, okay? Like a broken machine, okay? You're not broken, all right? Your body's blocked. It doesn't need patched up. It needs corrected. It doesn't need a lot of help. It just needs the interference removed. And here at BioLimitless, we talk about fundamental differences. The premises is your body is not broken. It's blocked. And that you're not diseased, you're disconnected. And so what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you where you're going to find the most common blockages and disconnections that once you remove that interference, your body can heal like it's supposed to. You're not a collection of symptoms. I need you to understand that. You're not a collection of symptoms that you're supposed to suppress, okay? You are a self-healing, self-regulating, amazing functioning modality. Your body is wonderfully and beautifully made, but you've got to learn how to take care of yourself. Because if you don't learn how to take care of yourself, then your body's never going to tap in to your limitless potential. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what health really is and what health really is not, okay? Somebody type in the chat, health is not symptoms, okay? Health is not symptoms. You are not your symptoms and you are not your disease. It's very important that you understand that. We've got to get this mentality of victim consciousness to go away, and this mindset of, well, I've been diagnosed with such and such, and that's my lot in life. That is not the case, okay? If you want to learn how to break free of your symptoms, sickness, and disease, stay tuned, because I'm going to share with you how to do that, literally share with you action steps that if you'll apply them to your life, will take your life to the next level. So you need to understand that health really is and what it is not. It's not appearance, okay? You can look lean, you can look athletic, you can look fantastic, you can have great hair, great smile, skinny face, but you could still have disease riddling in your body because you don't know what health really is. And it's not just feeling fine. Feeling fine is not the same thing as feeling healthy. Most chronic disease develops over months, years, or decades. Okay, sometimes even longer than that before symptoms even really truly appear. So feeling good in the short term is not a reliable health signal. How many of y'all know people that look good and felt good, dropped dead of a heart attack? How many of y'all know people that look good and felt good and left their doctor with a diagnosis of something? Okay, functional health is health. Health is all about function. We're going to talk about that today on a cellular level, on an organ level, and on a system level. And it's all about a balance. It's in a balance of three things. And this is what I really need you to wrap your head around, is that health is a balance of your physical, chemical, and neuro-emotional well-being. There's three main pillars of your health. This is what health is. There's a balance of thirds in here. And if you understand this, the reason why I'm educating you on this, because it's not just here, take this vitamin, or here, drink this tea, or here, take this magic peptide. It's understanding the foundation. If you understand the foundation, then your body will function better. So you have three aspects of your health within inside your body. You have your physical well-being. That's your muscles, that's your alignment, that's your strength, that's your stamina, that's your joints, that's your spine, all those things. We have our chemical health. These are our nutrition, our hormones, our toxins, our gut health, our blood chemistry. Every single biological process depends on the right amount of chemistry. Nutrients in and toxins out. Most of us are screwing that up somewhere. Most of us are too toxic. Somebody type that word in the chat, toxic. Toxick. You're toxic, leading to your problems. And then you've got neuro-emotional issues. You have brain dysfunction. You have vagus nerve stress. You have stress responses that are going crazy. You're stuck in fight or flight response. Your nervous system is the system that governs all your organs. And when your nervous system is turned up into sympathetic overload, which most of yours is, you get stuck in fight or flight. You can't sleep. You can't rest. You can't digest well. You can't burn fat as fuel. Your hormones are a mess. All the things that you want to get better are out of balance because of something wrong physically, chemically, or neuro-emotionally in your system. Like that really, truly is how the body works. And I need you to understand that your symptoms are not you, and you are not your symptoms. Before you can truly, truly rebuild health, we must change how we interpret our body's signals. Our body is telling us all the time what's wrong. It's constantly speaking to us in symptoms, in feelings, and in how it looks. Like if you guys wake up and you got massive poofiness under the eyes, that's usually kidney stress or lymphatic stress. If you wake up and you stick your tongue out and your tongue first thing in the morning has a white coaty film on it, that's a bacterial overgrowth in your intestinal tract. If you look at your fingernails, you got little white lines in your fingernails, that's a zinc deficiency. If you understand the language of the human body and understand how to interpret that language, then you're going to have a better understanding of how you can truly heal your body and not just manage your symptoms. And we've got to stop just buying every darn Vita Vita Vegemin that we see on social media at 1 to 2 in the morning because we feel like crap and can't sleep. And you buy that thing and it doesn't fix your problem. And even if it does get rid of your symptoms, it's only short term. Why? Because it's not fixing the root cause of the problems. Somebody give me an amen on that. Give me an amen. Type amen below if you've done that. If you've tried to purchase something to fix your health problems without changing your circumstances or your daily patterns. What you consistently do is what you're going to consistently get. And understanding that symptoms are your check engine light going off in your car is really the first piece of this puzzle to truly understand. Because we've been trained, and we've been trained incorrectly. We, the people, right? You, me, and everyone. We've been trained by our mothers, fathers, teachers, and preachers, and our television. And modern medicine is largely built around suppressing and supporting and managing your symptoms, like lowering a fever. Okay, how many of y'all have heard that lowering a fever? If you don't lower a fever, you're going to have a seizure or you're going to die. Well, that's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, blocking inflammation, stopping diarrhea, all these things are not getting to the root cause of the problem. Symptoms are not the problem. They are the body's intelligent response that was built into us and designed into us by our creator. It's a response to stress, and they are the alarms. They're not the fire. Let me say that again. Your symptoms are the smoke, not the fire. Okay, silencing the alarm doesn't put out the fire. It just means that you stop hearing about it. That's all that it is. Here's some great examples, and there are hundreds of them. Number one, a fever, right? By the way, type in below a symptom that you deal with, any symptom that you deal with, type it below, and I'll tell you if it's a root cause problem or if it's a symptom, okay? I'll tell you, and I'm going to show you a slide in a minute that has the top 7 or 8 root causes that people are dealing with that's driving your symptoms. So if you want to hear that, type root cause and I'll share that with you. But fever, you guys, a fever is the body's temporary response. It raises the heat in the body to try to kill off bacteria, to try to stop viruses from regenerating, and to try to melt your lymphatics. Folks, when your lymphatics gets congested, your lymph turns into like candle wax. That candle wax gets stuck. It gets congested. The lymphs get congested. The liver gets congested. The detox pathways get congested. And a fever is your body's attempt to try to move that lymphatic congestion, tries to melt that candle wax, if you will. It kills off those viruses. It stops those bacteria from regenerating themselves. Inflammation is exactly that as well. Blood rushes to an area, you get an immune response to an area, you get nutrients and damaged tissues, it starts to accelerate the healing. The problem is not the inflammation. The problem is when your body is either toxic with heavy metals, microplastics, or omega-6 fatty acids, which are very bad. That's going to be like seed oils. And if it's deficient in minerals, and if it's deficient in omega-3 fatty acids, that's it. That's why chronic inflammation stays on. There is no other reason, Okay. Same thing with diarrhea. Diarrhea is your body rapidly trying to get rid of toxins or pathogens and irritants from the GI tract. That's what we want to have happen. If we don't have that happen, we die. And so taking anti-fever medications, taking anti-diuretic medications or anti-diarrhea medications oftentimes can cause more harm than good. I don't want you being so filled with diarrhea that you get dehydrated and get sick, but you need to understand we've got to get that stuff out of the system. And this is what people need to understand, is that we go from balance to disease. And remember, we always talk about you're not diseased, you're disconnected. And once you fix the disconnections, the symptoms of disease goes away. And this is what happens in the body, folks. Look at this. So we go from a state of ease. Somebody type in the word ease in the chat. EASE. Type that in the chat. Type it in the chat so we can engage together a little bit more. Ease is a state of balance. That's when your body's balanced physically, chemically, and neuroemotionally. You see, that's how our cells communicate perfectly when we're in a state of ease. When we get out of balance physically, chemically, or emotionally, we get into a state of dis-ease. That's when we start to get stress overwhelmed. That's when we start to adapt. Like high blood pressure is a state of dis-ease. High cholesterol is a state of dis-ease. AFib is a state of dis-ease. Chronic inflammation is a state of dis-ease. Dis-ease is what you are most commonly in, and it's your body either being deficient with something or toxic with something. Folks, that's it. You're either deficient or toxic, nothing else. You're either deficient in movement and you need to move your body, or you move your body too much and you're sore the next day. You're either deficient in minerals and your body can't wire and fire like it's supposed to, or you're sufficient in minerals. So we go from ease to dis-ease, and then we go to long-term states of disease. So like if you've got heart disease, if you've got cancer, if you've got diabetes, if you've got whatever end stage disease you've been diagnosed with, the way to fix it is to work it backwards. Go from dis-ease to disease, and then to back to ease. This is what we do in our practices, and this is what we teach our patients. You see, you have been told that all you got to do is take this magic pill, magic supplement, magic peptide, and it fixes your problems. That doesn't work. How many of you have tried these magic shots to lose weight and it caused more harm than good? How many of you guys have tried some of these other injections to help reduce pain and inflammation and it didn't work? That's not because the tool didn't work. That's not because the peptides weren't beneficial. That's because your body was not balanced. It was not in a state of ease so that you had the right minerals, nutrients, and the right raw materials to heal like it's supposed to. Look, there are 7 stages that we teach about of what's called disconnection. So somebody just take a picture of this and write this down. There are 7 stages of disconnection. This is what leads to disease in the body. This is how disease starts in the body, and this is how it finishes. And I'm going to share with you the most common 7 root causes of this disconnection that leads to disease in a minute. Number 1, when your body is out of balance, when it's overstressed, you first lose the voltage of your cells. You have to understand, every cell in your body is like a battery. And you have 47 trillion batteries in your body that makes up all your organs. And if your cell's voltage turns down like a dimmer switch, then your organs don't work like it's supposed to. Well, if the heart can't pump all the way, or the liver can't detoxify, or the bowels can't open up and absorb nutrients or expel toxins, you're going to get sick, and that's going to cause problems. Then what happens is the second stage of disconnection, you build up toxins in your body. So you lose the voltage, the cells no longer communicate, then you lose the ability to get the toxins out of your system. Then what happens is your body gets stagnant. You start to get microbial dysfunction, which means the terrain inside your body gets messed up. That's where the terrain model comes from. You guys have heard of the germ theory before. The germ theory has been debunked and removed for decades now, and we now know that it's more about the terrain than it is about the germ exposure. So we get stage 1, disconnection, stage 2, disconnection, stage 3, we now start to get issues with the terrain gets messed up. Stage 4, we get chronic inflammation. Then we get the nervous system is out of balance. That's when you get wired and tired. How many of you guys are wired and tired? Put that's me in the chat. If you sleep all day and you're still exhausted the next day. If you lay down because you're tired and your brain won't turn off, that's wired and tired. You sleep for 2 or 3 days on the weekend, you wake up Monday still exhausted. That's wired and tired, okay? Then you get stage 6, that's hormonal and metabolic adaptation, when you start to get tumors and you start to get metabolic dysfunction like type 2 diabetes and heart disease and other forms of autoimmune issues. That's stage 6. And then you get stage 7, which is full-blown disease process. And all of these can be reversed. All of these can be reversed. I see them happen all the time in our practices. And these are how you feel when you lose stage 1 and stage 2. When stage 1 and 2 get out of balance in the human body, we start to get fatigue. Okay, you get fatigued when cell voltage gets lost. When you get number 2, toxic buildup in your system, you get poofiness under your eyes. You can't see your collarbones anymore. You get an arm puff instead of an armpit. You get swelling in your fingers and toes a lot. When you take your socks off at the end of the day, you get a sock ring around the lining of your socks. This is when you get exhausted. This is when your get up and go got up and went. This is phase 1 and phase 2. We fix this all the time by changing lifestyle and using some of our protocols and supplements that we teach people. When you get into stage 3, that's when your gut microbiome gets messed up. Now your terrain is bad, and now you're going to get chronic inflammation. When you get symptoms like gas, bloatiness, distension, fatigue after a meal, if you get gas and heartburn and indigestion and a lot of sore, stiff joints and arthritic type stuff, this is when you know you've got stage 3 and stage 4 that's messed up. These are when you start to get things like parasitic overgrowth and fungal overgrowth and candida overgrowth, and your toenails get fungus, and you get all these regular recurrent issues like recurrent UTIs and all kinds of other problems. And then our body's inflammatory process, which is a corrective process, gets turned on and stuck on go. And then we get all kinds of problems, because when we get chronic inflammation, now our cells and our DNA starts to adapt in a negative way. And chronic inflammation leads to organ and cellular death and dysfunction. This is why it goes from stage 3 to stage 4. If we get into stage 4 of disconnection, our body is going rapidly down to the states of disease. And that's why we start to get stage 5, that wired and tired phase, where a lot of you are stuck right now, where you can't focus, you can't think, you can't concentrate. No matter how much you sleep, you are still exhausted. How many of you, that's you? I mean, you get stage 5 imbalance. Your chronic inflammation now turns into chronic brain stress. Your vagus nerve doesn't work. You get stuck in fight or flight response. And now there's a lot of things you can't do. You can't rest. You can't heal. You can't recover. You can't clear up your skin issues. You have issues with communication. Your relationships go bad. You can't stay focused and concentrate tasks. That's what's happening, you guys. That's what's happening to the body. And then you get hormonal and metabolic dysfunction, which is stage 6. Now we get chronic thyroid dysfunction. We get metabolic liver disease. We get type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and all those things build up. And now we've got stage 7, full-blown disease. So let's talk about root causes. You guys want to hear about some root causes? These are some things that you don't normally hear about. You guys, I'm a real functional medicine doctor. People come see me from all over the globe to get to the real root cause of their problems. And that's what we do on a regular, consistent basis. And the real root cause, disconnection, are real simple. And there's about 7 of them. There's a couple more, but I'm going to lay out the basic ones for you right now. And here you go. So write these down. These are the main root causes that people deal with on a regular basis that is the cause of their problems. Number 1, this is a big one. Somebody typed this in the chat. Chronic infections. Most of you have chronic unresolved infections that you don't even know you're dealing with because your doctors aren't checking for them, and you're not contagious anymore. Okay, you're past the acute phase of infection, and now you're in the chronic phase of it. And these infections that you had maybe months, years, or even decades ago, like maybe you got strep throat when you were a kid, and that strep was never completely dealt with. And now that streptococcal bacteria is now living inside your GI tract or living inside your liver, and now you've got chronic digestive issues because of that. Or you've got chronic parasitic infections, or you've got Epstein-Barr virus. That's the number one cause of lupus and Hashimoto's, or you've got cytomegalovirus, or you've got some other like HPV or H. pylori. The H. pylori can contribute to autoimmune issues as well. And then SARS-CoV-2. I mean, these are oncogenic viruses. So many people are dealing with residual issues from the spike protein that's causing their health challenges, and their doctors aren't even measuring for it. Like chronic underlying infections are a major cause of your autoimmune issues, of your chronic fatigue, of your GI problems, and your doctors aren't even testing for it. We run a blood test called an IRB. An IRB looks at Epstein-Barr, cytomegalovirus. We look at streptococcal. We look at staph. We look at Lyme disease. We look at Bordella. We look at alpha-gal, all those things, and we look at parasites. All those things need to be evaluated and need to be dealt with. Number two, toxic load. Somebody type in number two, root cause of illness that you're dealing with is toxic overload. We're talking about heavy metals, microplastics, mold, mycotoxins. These plastics, by the way, get into the cells, cause a separation of the cells, causing toxemia in the cells, causing the nutrients to leak out, the toxins to leak out. One of the main causes of leaky gut is microplastics in your system. And when you've got this tissue inflammation and cellular debris, unless you're doing something regularly, and if you're not taking something and doing something regularly to detoxify your body, you are toxic. That is what most people have issues with. In fact, one of the major drivers of chronic diseases and chronic problems and chronic symptoms is toxic overload in the body. We now have microplastics, heavy metals, PFAS, glyphosates, all kinds of things in our system that our body is not designed to get rid of. And if we're not doing the right things to do it, we'll never remove them. And you're going to be dealing with your symptoms. And if you go to your conventional doctor, you're just going to be managing your symptoms with drugs and even supplements that's not fixing the root cause. So chronic infections, toxic overload are two big root causes. Number three is poor gut health. This is one of the biggest issues. Even Hippocrates, somebody write down poor gut health in the comments below. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, came out plainly and said thousands of years ago, he said, all disease begins in the gut. And if we fix the gut, everything else will fall into place. So you're going to have one of two things, low enzymes. Somebody type in the chat, low enzymes. If you are under the age of 30, your body is no longer producing enzymes in the manner it's supposed to. You should be supplementing with an enzyme. You're taking all these vitamins and you're eating all these clean foods. If you are not taking an enzyme, there is no way that you're going to be able to help you help you deal with these issues. There's just no way. You've got to be taking a digestive enzyme. We use the formula that we use is our Biozyme. It's a plant-based multi-enzyme. Somebody type in enzyme in the chat. It is a non-negotiable game changer for so many people. And then your gut bacteria is a mess. You've got what's called dysbiosis. You need to be taking the Master Microbiotic formula. You need to be supplementing and eating fermented foods in your diet every day. If you get your GI tract under control with enzymes and with Master Microbiotics and eating fermented foods, it will change your life forever. It will make the nutrients that you eat and it'll make the foods that you consume more bioavailable and less problematic, okay? And then number 4, this is a big one, chronic psychological emotional stress, okay? Lots. Chronic emotional stress, ongoing psychological, physical, chemical, emotional stress. It wears out your nervous system. Your nervous system gets stuck in fight or flight response. And if you do exercises, vagus nerve exercises, and certain things to stimulate your vagus nerve, there are chemicals and nutrients you can take to stimulate your vagus nerve as well. There's 3 things that we use to stimulate the vagus nerve. Number 1, we use our cell signal formula. Cell signal stimulates vagus nerve function. That's a big one. Number 2, we use our neuro reboot. Our neuro reboot is a tripeptide blend formula. Dihexaantesophensin both stimulate the vagus nerve. And then we teach people to do vagus nerve exercises. Those are non-negotiables. If you'll do these, look, and I'm going to show you how to do those. If you'll do those regularly, it will change your life forever. Then we talk about other structural issues. Okay. So let's talk about structural issues in the body. Okay. Let's talk about imbalances in the body's actual structure. So look, your body is a physical being. You're a spiritual being in a physical manifestation here. We got misalignment in the spine, misalignment in the joints, joint compression and joint friction causes abnormal signals to, hold on a second. Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry. So when you've got structural defects in your body, that has to be dealt with. That's why exercise is a non-negotiable. Going to a chiropractor is a non-negotiable. An osteopathic doctor. These are non-negotiable things. Number 6 is pH. When your pH level is low, it's like turning the voltage down on your battery. We talked about your batteries. You have 47 trillion batteries in your body. You got to turn that voltage up. I use the cell signal formula and I drink yerba mate tea. Those are 2 big things that help me keep my voltage up in my cells every day. It keeps me going and rocking and rolling every single day. And then minerals. We learned that mineral deficiencies are very, very problematic. In fact, I learned in my naturopathic training that low mineralization was one of the root causes of disease. So structural issues, low pH, and then mineral deficiencies are all big issues. That's why we recommend the Detox Pro Plus. Has 84 ion-based minerals, the highest absorbable minerals that a human can consume. And then consuming everyday organic sea salt is a non-negotiable for people as well. So let's talk about some daily action steps that you can do. Listen, write this down or remember this. This is a daily plan of action. If you will do this, this is a plan that will improve your energy, help your metabolism go up, help you sleep better, function better, reduce your pain, and make you a more productive human being, okay? So number 1, wake up in the morning, get some sunshine, okay? Like get outside, get some natural sunshine in your face. The best you can do is within the first 30 minutes of getting up. Number 2, drink some warm mineral water. So first thing in the morning, get a warm glass of water. Okay. I like to put in it the Detox Pro Plus because it detoxes the body. So I do a half of a teaspoon of the Detox Pro Plus. Just dump it right into your favorite beverage. Put a half a teaspoon of organic sea salt. Put that in there, stir it up and drink it down. Okay. If you will do that, that will make a total game changer for you. Okay. Every morning, start doing that. And then fasting is a huge deal. Okay. I want you to start working on fasting. If you're not used to fasting, start playing with it. It will help improve your metabolic flexibility. So stop eating breakfast first thing in the morning and extend it a little bit. If you eat at 8 a.m., try to wait till 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Try to go to 11. Just try to stretch that out as far as you can. And then first thing in the morning, I always tell my patients 3 of the cell signal. It wakes up every cell in your body. It turns your brain on, your methylation pathways turn on, and your detox pathways turn on. 3 of these in the morning and 3 of these at noon are a freaking game changer for every person we put them on. Go do it if you're not already doing it, okay? And then let's talk a little bit now about nutritional protocols. So what we need to be eating is more of a ketogenic, like we call it a dirty keto food plan. We need quality protein and quality fats and vegetables. Those are the foods that we should be eating. We should be eating fats, proteins, and vegetables, okay? So things like avocados and olive oil and good, healthy, clean, organic animal fats and nuts and these essential oils. They're so essential. Coconut oil, MCT oil, extra virgin olive oil for the brain and the terrain. Quality meats, grass-fed meat, good, healthy, wild-caught fish, pasteurized eggs. Eggs are so good for you guys. They really, truly are. They really, truly are like a little mini multivitamin. And then vegetables, man, we need the fiber and we need the phytonutrients. So get those slightly cooked vegetables in your diet. And remember, timing is everything. When you eat your food, we want you to eat your food within about a 6 to 8 hour window is an ideal situation for fasting. This eating 5 to 6 small meals a day is killing us, okay? And then the other big things that we really, truly want to do is eat our food in the right sequence. All right, write this down. When you eat your food, eat your fiber first. This is what I take every morning right before every meal. I do what's called a balance fiber. It's konjac root fiber. And so I take that before every meal and it absorbs my nutrients and keeps my sugars down. And then the first food you eat is fat and protein. So eat your fat and protein together, then eat your slightly cooked vegetables, then eat your fiber. Then eat your carbohydrates. Yeah, if you'll do it in that pattern, that is the key, okay? That's the total key. So consistency is the key, though, with your supplements and your foods. That's why if you will just get this habit put into place and start getting some other habits, like going for a 10-minute walk post-meal is one of the most underutilized longevity and metabolic tools available. If you can get in that pathway of the habit of 10 to 20 minutes, it can lower your blood sugars by 30 to 50%, improving insulin sensitivity, which insulin sensitivity is number 8. It's the big dog. It's the biggest one that we've got. It's the biggest issue that we're dealing with most of your chronic illnesses. And so supporting blood sugar control is the key, not just about being a diabetic, because you can have issues with your insulin literally decades before you develop diabetes. So getting your body moving is a non-negotiable. Getting your gut under control is a non-negotiable. Having a digestive enzyme with each meal is a non-negotiable. Listen, your gut is not just digestion. It's a series of immune responses and hormone productions and inflammatory cascades. If your digestive tract is off, everything is off. If you are over the age of 30, type that's me below. If you're over the age of 30, you better be taking a plant-based multi-enzyme with each meal. That's why we use the BioZyme. The BioZyme is one of our most popular products, and everybody uses BioZyme. 1 to 2 pills with each meal helps you absorb your nutrients and helps your body digest and reduce its inflammation. And then we always recommend, if you're not taking a probiotic, there's no way you can be healthy. Okay, there's no way you can be healthy unless you're taking a probiotic. And the Master Microbiotic is the best probiotic on the market. If it's not the best, then tell me what's better, because I haven't seen one. This is literally a probiotic that we studied and created after looking at the blue zones of the world, and we found the most perfect fingerprint or blueprint of bacteria based off of people who live the longest, have the healthiest genetic makeup, and are productive individuals. We know what you should be doing. You mix that Master Microbiotic with some fermented foods, and it is a game changer and a breakthrough for your health, like you're supposed to. We are supposed to have bacteria in and on our system, and if we don't, that's a big issue. What else do we need to be doing on a daily? Non-negotiables, daily detox support. This is why I drink yerba mate tea and I move my body every day. It helps with detox. This is why I use the Detox Pro Plus formula. It chelates the toxins, heavy metals, microplastics, PFAS, glyphosates, all the things, helps destroy parasites, helps get rid of mycotoxins. That's why we use that. We also recommend resistance training twice a week. This is a non-negotiable. If you want to be a longevity person, if you don't want to be bound to symptoms, sickness, and disease, you've got to do some resistance training twice a week. Your muscles are your metabolism. When your muscles contract, they soak up more glucose and keep your insulin levels lower than anything else that's on the market. These are anti-inflammatory movements. When you exercise, you make your own exosomes and you make more stem cells, and your body lives a happier, healthier, longer life. And then you've got to do some vagus nerve stimulation every day, whether it's meditation, whether it's diaphragmatic breathing, whether it's putting cold water on your face, whether it's humming, whether it's slow exhalations, whether it's whatever, whether it's massaging the vagus through the carotid or doing some other modalities, you must do vagus nerve stimulation on a daily basis, or your brain and body are going to be disconnected. And then the evening times, you guys, we have to prioritize sleep. If you're not prioritizing sleep, you're not healing like you're supposed to. Like, sleep is a necessity, not a luxury. And sleep is not optional. It is biological repair. We've got to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And I know a lot of you are going, man, I can't even get 5 hours. Well, you got to reprogram yourself. And it's not about taking more supplements. It's about following this protocol. Okay. You got to try to get lights out and in bed by 10:30. Okay. You got it at least 3 hours before your go to bed. No more food. Okay. You got to dim your lights at least 2 hours before bed so that you can get your melatonin production to go up. You got to avoid screens, your cell phones and your computers, because it has blue light, and that blue light hits your skin and your eyes, and it confuses your pituitary. It thinks it's still awake. So wear blue blocker glasses and put your phone on dim. Okay. Put it on blue block mode. Keep your bedroom at 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal use. Practice 4, 7, 8 breathing. That's 4. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, breathe out for a count of 8, and avoid eating 3 hours before you go to bed. If you'll do that, if you'll put this into play, you will have a better sleeping protocol, period. Okay. And here's your daily plan. Take a picture of this. All right. Now, you guys want this presentation, my team will send it to you per presentation below, and we'll get it. We're going to have all of our presentations on a very simple website. You'll be able to download. You'll have access to all of them as well through your membership. So your morning routine, your morning and noon routine, your eating windows, post-meal movement, your midday exercises, your twice a week non-negotiable workouts, and then your evening time cool downs. This is the daily protocol that you should follow. And remember, folks, you're not broken, you're blocked, and you're not diseased, you're disconnected. These are the most common blockages and disconnections you have. All we have to do is reconnect the body. We have to restore the cell function. We have to get the neurology and the chemical signals back in our body moving again. That's all we have to do. And we have to remove the interference. And once we remove the interference, first we have to identify the root cause, which are the 8 things that I told you, the 7 plus insulin resistance. And then we got to rebuild daily. It's a daily process to rebuild our body. What you consistently do is what your body is going to get out of this. So how many of you guys learned something from this today? Give me a thumbs up if you learned something from this. How many of you guys agree that this is something you can do? Every one of you can do this. You can do this routine. Gail, you're 100% right. It's all about the routine. It's all about the routine. Okay? 100%. Lisa says you're so right. Lisa says if you can change your life completely, I'll be your spokesperson for free. I have no idea what it's like to be healthy and pain-free. Nobody has been able to help me since I was okay. Well, let's get after it, Liz. Let's start doing the things that we teach people to do. Let's start getting after this, because you can, as long as you are consistent and doing the right things. And a lot of times people are confused. And what we do is we try to bring clarity to confusion, certainty to confusion. And we do a great job with that. That's why we're telling you to consistently stay plugged into what we're doing. Please stay consistent. Knowledge is power, but wisdom, Liz, is taking what you learn and applying it to your life. If you'll do that, you'll get the breakthrough. Go on our website, go to BioLimitless.com. That's BioLimitless.com, and go take our 30-day challenge that we've got. We got a 30-day protocol. It's our bio boot camp, 30-day bio boot camp. That's literally every day we give you free information that you can put out and you can do. And just go to our site. Look here, I'll put it up here. If you don't know it, here's the site at the bottom. Okay, really easy. It's BioLimitless.com, Liz. That's BioLimitless.com. You can do this. Look at all the people right now in the chat that are encouraging you. Everybody give Liz a little shout out. She can do this. All right. So Liz, stay plugged in, stay consistent, start putting into play little things that we're teaching. Bit by bit, it's a cinch. Okay. Yard by yard, it's hard. Okay. Listen, guys, I got to get going. We got a very busy week this week. We're going to be doing a lot of work this week educating you. Tomorrow morning, every morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to be doing our half hour to health workshops. And then Wednesday night, We have our AMA this Wednesday, and then Friday morning, we have a big AMA as well. So guys, remember, knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. Have an amazing day and be well, because you are. Cheers, guys. See you soon.